The classroom was silent. Every pair of eyes turned toward Naomi Carter, the quiet black girl who'd just scored the highest grade in the entire school. Her chemistry teacher, Mr. Reynolds, stood at the front of the class, the test paper trembling slightly in his hand. "Naomi," he said, voice sharp but uncertain, "there's no way you scored a 99 on this exam." "Not without help." Naomi looked up slowly from her desk. "Help?" she repeated softly. "You cheated," he said flatly. "You must have. No one jumps from a 78 to a 99 overnight." The air thickened. Some students shifted uncomfortably. A few smirked, waiting for the drama. Naomi didn't move. Her expression was calm, too calm, and that unnerved him more than any denial could. "I didn't cheat, sir," she said. But he wasn't listening. "Pack your things," he ordered. "You're coming with me to the principal's office." They walked the hallway in silence. Fluorescent lights flickered above. Her shoes made no sound on the polished floor. Inside, her heart raced, but not from guilt. She had seen this look before. Disbelief that someone like her could be extraordinary without trickery. Principal Adams waited behind his desk, glasses perched low on his nose. "Mr. Reynolds tells me you've been accused of academic dishonesty," he said. "This is serious, Naomi. Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Naomi's voice was even. "Only that I studied harder than I ever have in my life." Reynolds scoffed. "Studied? She's barely spoken all semester. Then suddenly she solves questions half the class couldn't even read correctly. Someone gave her the answers?" Principal Adams leaned forward. "Mr. Reynolds, let's see the evidence before we make assumptions." Reynolds hesitated. Her entire approach to the test, it was too perfect, like she knew every question beforehand. Naomi's lips curved into the faintest smile. "I didn't know the questions, sir. I knew the patterns." The principal frowned. "Patterns?" "Yes," she said quietly. "The way you can predict how certain teachers design their questions." "I built something to help me recognize them." Reynolds blinked. "You built something?" Naomi nodded. "A program. An AI learning assistant I coded myself. It generates practice questions based on old tests and curriculum outlines. I've been training it since last semester." Silence. Principal Adams straightened in his chair. "You built an AI?" Naomi nodded again, calm but firm. "On my school laptop, sir, using free software. It wasn't cheating, it was learning smarter." For a long moment, nobody spoke. Then Reynolds said stiffly, "That's impossible." "She's lying. A student doesn't just create artificial intelligence overnight." Naomi opened her bag. She pulled out her laptop, opened a folder titled Echo Learn. Lines of code filled the screen. Then she hit enter, and a soft voice came from the computer. "Good afternoon, Naomi. Ready for today's study session?" Even the principal leaned closer. "It talks?" "It learns," Naomi said. "It analyzes my mistakes and builds new problems until I get them right. That's why my score improved." The room felt suddenly too small for the weight of what she'd just said. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, because the truth is about to drop. The principal sat back, stunned. "Mr. Reynolds," he said slowly, "it sounds like Naomi may be the most innovative student in this school." Reynolds's face flushed red. "You can't be serious." She must have stolen the code from somewhere." Naomi opened another tab, her GitHub account, filled with commits, timestamps, and comments. Her name was on every line. Principal Adams glanced at the evidence, then at her teacher. "Looks like her work to me." Reynolds faltered, his confidence cracking. I didn't know." "No," Naomi said softly. "You assumed." Her tone wasn't angry, just factual, too calm to be comfortable. "You assumed someone like me couldn't possibly be that good. But I didn't build this to prove anyone wrong. I built it because no one ever believed I could be right." The principal nodded slowly, something thoughtful crossing his face. "Naomi, would you be open to demonstrating your program at the Regional Education Conference next month?" Mr. Reynolds looked like he'd swallowed glass. Naomi blinked. "You want me to present it?" "Yes," the principal said. "It could help other students, and frankly, this school could use more innovation." Naomi's heart skipped. For the first time, people weren't just looking at her, they were seeing her. Reynolds shifted awkwardly. "Naomi," he muttered, "I owe you an apology." She nodded politely. Apology accepted, sir. Then, with a quiet strength that carried through the office, she added, just make sure the next student you underestimate doesn't need to build an AI to earn your respect. 2 weeks later, Naomi stood in front of an auditorium full of educators and tech executives. Her hair framed her face like a crown. Her voice steady as she explained how she'd built her AI. Cameras flashed. Applause filled the air. Her invention, EchoLearn, went viral. Universities reached out. Companies wanted to collaborate. And in every headline, one phrase stood out. Student accused of cheating proves she's the future of learning. That night, Naomi sat alone in her room, the glow of her laptop lighting her face. EchoLearn greeted her again. Ready to study, Naomi? She smiled. Not tonight, she said softly. Tonight we rest. On her desk sat the now-framed test paper, the one that started it all. In red ink, where the teacher had once written. Too good to be true? She'd crossed out the words and replaced them with, believe it.